Hi folks, and welcome to another video. I thought I'd just show you my new layout, my new shelf I've put up for my equipment, for all my test equipment. At the top is the two cases containing my 4 Peak Atlas testers and all my cleaning products and lubrication and gluing and stuff like that. All them type of products are all there. So some other stuff to go up there. Some other soldering, all that lot's up there. I'll bring it down when I need it. And on the next shelf down is my oscilloscope with my USB microscope, which I'll show you soon. And next to that is my watt meter, which is good for old radios and record players. It tests up to 10 watts, which is not many of them old record players got past that. On the bottom here we have the function generator, which I'm going to be using soon because I'm going to be showing you a few things. The frequency counter, which I won't be using. The multimeter and bench meter, which that is. Signal generator. And the AVO 7 meter. I couldn't afford the AVO 8. People want stupid prices for them, but I bought that one at the swap meet a couple of years ago. Was it? No, not last year. Year before, yeah. Bought that at the swap meet a couple of years ago, and I gave £5 for 2 meters and a case. A nice wooden box that one of them was in, and I had to take some out. I had to take the switch here, the inside of the switch off that one, off the scrap one, and put it into that one because that one worked, but the other one didn't. Well, that one was in better nick, so that's the one that got done. Anyway, that's that. My regular test meter I use is here, underneath here, and all the plugs for all this stuff. It's all under there, out of the way. I've still got to tack some stuff down, like these wires and stuff. All this is going to get done in a bit. I'm just making this video first. Pardon me. My variac is up here where it always has been. I've just slid it along a bit, because it used to be here in the middle. My power supply has moved up a bit. I've put that here, because this is like a DC, works like a DC version of a variac, because you can adjust the amount of voltage from nothing all the way up to 15 volts for small DC appliances like radios and things. Unless of course you're working on hackers that need 18 volts. But they'll still run, it's just the volume's a bit lower on them. Because it's only 3 volts less. Anyway, yeah, 16, 17, 80, yeah. It's only 3 volts less, they run. And we've got this one here. This is my solder station, solder stroke rework station, hot air rework station, which I've put up here. I've put up here because it's and I keep the iron on the windowsill now. And the reason why I do that is because when the iron's here, it either gets caught on this drawer handle, or if I'm sat in my chair and I quickly turn around to do something, yeah, you get the point. I catch the iron lead and pull the iron off the bench, and not very good for the iron. Anyway, so that's that. Anyway, getting onto the fun bit. What I'm gonna actually show you. Although all this equipment is turned on, we're not going to be using a great deal of it. Let's see if I can stop that oscilloscope from flashing. Let's just have a look. Yeah, there we are. Whoa. Just change. There we go. And there. The lines are not really that wide, they're actually nicely finely focused. It's a nice focused line. Two nice focused traces on that. And they just look a bit thick because of the camera. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the signal generator. We'll have a bit of fun. I'm going to use the function generator, and we'll have a look at this USB oscilloscope, because I've got this. Let me just bring the camera down. Right, let's see. What I've got here, I've got a netbook. I don't understand. One thing I don't understand about the USB scope, you get on the USB lead. There's a pink lead there and a black lead. I've plugged them both in. I think one of them's to do with digital storage, but I don't know because when you plug it in on its own, it doesn't seem to do out. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get the. I'm gonna switch on the. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch on the signal. I'm gonna switch on the function generator. First, just move these test leads because they're for the. Put them there for a minute, because those leads are for the bench meter here, and I really need these two leads here for the function generator. Right, it's a bit like this function generator. There's fuck all in it. Really could do stuff in half. If you buy one, you could do stuff in half a brick in the bastard thing. Right, so what we'll do, put my glasses on. We'll connect channel 1. Let's do this correctly. To channel 1. As you can see, that's all over the place because we're not grounded yet. There we go, that's that one. Let's find our other lead. Put that in the clip. There we go. Right, so that's our that's our, what do you call it? Now, what I want to do, I want to press the auto button on here, and that should auto set that to what it needs to be. There we go. That's set that to what you would normally want it to be. And what we've got there, we've actually got a perfect sine wave on each channel, and a lot of people, if I can change this, a lot of people say, whoops. So I'm actually adjusting channel 1. There we go. So we're back onto that's change the volt here. Yeah, that's the top one. Oh. And we're on. Whoops. That's the top one off. Top one back on. So you can turn the channels on and off individually on this function generator. I know you can't see what buttons I'm pressing, but that doesn't matter. What you can see is hopefully what's happening on the scope. So if I press wave, we've got a square wave on channel 1 and still a sine wave on channel 2. So if I now go for channel 2 and press that again, there we go, we've got a square wave. And that's a triangle or sawtooth wave. There we go. Now let's play about with the parameters. And that's turning the voltage down. So, and that's putting the voltage up. Goes up to 20 volts amplitude and down to nothing. So we'll set that back to 10 volts. That's the sawtooth wave. Yeah, that's the sawtooth wave. Or a ramp as some people call it. This calls it a ramp. That's it. N ramp. So we're just looking at channel 1 at the moment, and that's a pulse. And what's that one? 4 pulse. 8 pulse. Step. DC. And we're back to sine. Oops. So we go back to channel 2 and go back to sine on that one. See if we can change that one as the same way. I've just gone through it. Oh, you fucker. There we go. Sine. Now, and I've just whacked my hand off the oscilloscope at the top. Now, that changes to frequency. Go to channel 1. That's it, and they're both spot on. 17,000, 17 hertz, 17 megahertz, or thereabouts. That one there is actually producing more than that one, so why? So we're on 10 volts, so let's bring that down. Right. That's it. Now if I move these lines, if I merge these lines over each other, they should be exactly if I can do it. Well, they won't be. Let's press auto to start with. There we go. That one's slightly out, so I want to move whoops. I want to move whoops, that's not either. Oh, I know what you do. You don't do that either. I can't remember. I can't remember how you move the bars up and down. Can't remember how you do it. Here's me trying to show you something, and I can't remember how it's done. Can't remember how I can't remember. I can't remember how you move the bars so you can move the traces over each other. It's not that. Oh, that's it. It's them there, so if I bring that down, so we're pretty much centred there, and then come up to this one. I knew I'd remember it. It's these ones here at this end, and then bring them to there. Those lines don't exactly match up. The lines don't exactly match up. Look at that. Right, well, let's have a play. Find out why they don't match up. Right. Well, this one's, let's see what we're on. There you are. There we are. I was on the wrong voltage. I was on the wrong setting. Look at that, they perfectly overlapped. So if I go back to that adjust there, what does that do? See, and that's, so if I go to 2, we're on 17 point, yeah, 0.00 kilohertz on that one. Oops. Yeah. I just thought I'd have a play, you know, because so let's adjust that. Whoops. Turn that off. So perfect there. Back on. There you go. And well, both traces are exactly the same. And that's not triggered now because I've turned that off. Because I've turned that top one off. Turn the top one back on, channel 1. There we go. Channel 2. There we go. And they are exactly right. They are exactly right. And there we go. And there we go. Right. Right. Where's that little screwdriver? Because one of them is slightly off. But although they're both set exactly as they should be, you know, that screwdriver drives me nuts because I need that because that's got to be put back onto one of my instruments. I've thrown it in the drawer. Oh, it's here. But basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to adjust the yellow one. You know, I'll adjust the yellow one. And this is a USB scope here, that's all it is. And you adjust don't think it makes much. Doesn't make much fucking difference that. Are we on both on the same setting? Yeah, we're on 1K and 1K. Yeah. Just that's got a bit of a flat on it and that's got a curve on it and it should be exactly the same. But they're not because channel 2 now what I want to look at to put this back, what I want to look at is the digital storage side of it, because you're supposed to be able to save your results, your trace, and then come back to it. And I want to see what you do to it. I want to see what it does. Right, so just check the triggers on both channels. Utility. Calibrate. Oh, I've not done that, have I? It's probably something I have to do. Right, that's something I'll do later. Right, so what I want to save that data. So channel 1, channel 2, I want to save all. And now what I want to do, I want to go there. And now what I want to do is I want to go to open. So if I turn this off, there we go. Now, there we go, they've gone. Load data. You can never get it to do it, and I don't know why, but you're supposed to load data, it's supposed, because I saved it. Whoops. Yeah, load data. Just doesn't. So, I'll put my 2 lines back on the screen. It isn't doing, this is flashing red, it should be green. Oh, it's telling me. Let's just reboot, restart the program. There we go, we're back on. So I want to turn that off, and I just want 2 lines like that, which is what I should have got when I turned it off last time. So now what I want to do is go to load. And I want to see the data. It should show me a trace. And it doesn't. I'm not quite, I don't understand that. Don't understand that. I saved the data. And that's what it gives me. But if I go to all files, nothing. Weird. So much for data storage. What I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to look at it. And that should be both channels trigger now. That should trigger on both channels. Both channels. No, it's not. It's 1 or 2. So I thought you could only select 1 or 2. Yeah. Never mind. But we turn this back on. There we go. And that's that. That's basically the Hantek USB oscilloscope, and basically at the end of the day, a a lot of people think that these are just toys, these USB oscilloscopes, but they're not. They can be used in real situations, you know, every bit effectively as a standalone plug in the wall scope, and I don't have any problems with them. I mean, now and again the program might crash, but what doesn't? But other than that, I don't really have any issues with it. You know, for I think it was either 47 quid or something like that, for around, we'll call it 50 quid. You know, for 50 quid, we'll round it off to 50 quid, because it was nearer 50 than it was 40. For 50 quid, you can't go wrong with a USB oscilloscope, especially if you have a computer on your desk, on your bench. Like I've got one here. If you have a small computer on your bench, and you haven't really got the room for a full-size oscilloscope, then yeah, I think they're great. Let's turn this off now. Then yeah, I think they're absolutely fabulous for what they are and what they do. Disconnect these. That was just a mess about because I've got no projects on the bench at the moment. I have got a couple of projects I'm working on, but they're not, because I'm doing a bit of a tidy up, then they're not actually on the bench. And these wires, they could have done with using nice flexible, maybe silicone wires. Should just shove them at the back there, because I leave them connected. And this little computer, when it's not in use, stores neatly under the shelf. I just put the lid down. I can leave the charger plugged in, and when all said and done, I can actually. It's a shame that'd have been a bit higher. That'd have been great. But I can slide that under there, and just tidy this USB cable up at the back here. There we go. Put that there. Just tidy that there so it looks tidy. There we go. I can pull that back out if I need it, and the USB scope can actually sit under there permanently. Really, that can sit there permanently. It's a shame actually that I wonder if I could lift that up now. Would it? No, it wouldn't. It's a shame really, because if that could be lifted up, it won't go, which is a bit of a bastard. But if that could have gone, so that's there, and there's still plenty of room on the leads for me to actually play about, for me to get to do tests. So really, I can still pull this out, just get them over the top of those wires. There we go, and I can still pull this out and open it up, and I'm still ready to go. And I've still got plenty of room on these wires here, so you know that's not an issue. The length of the leads, they're great, and I can leave them plugged in there all the time, and that's basically, you know, basically your scope. I mean, you can't. I'll turn this off now because I don't need it on. There we go. At the end of the day, that's basically, you know, if you're just starting in electronics, I mean, we all started somewhere. I mean, and this doesn't have to be put away anywhere, because this is my regular everyday meter, which I can just put there. because that's if I'm doing a repair, that's out anyway. You know, if I'm doing a job, that's out, so it's no problem. But I've also got the USB microscope, which I'll show you in another video, because this video is getting a bit lengthy. Let's zoom out a bit and cover my fucking fat belly up. There we go. I don't know whether to have a few beers. I can't make my mind. I probably won't bother because I've got this to still do, so probably get on with doing this. Whoops. And that's my computer just turned itself off because I pressed the button for it to go off. But you know what I've got here. Ooh, I've got some of these cable clamps, saddle clamps, whatever you want to call them. I've got some of those, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to just tack all the wires down, just so that everything looks neat, you know, so it all looks neat and just presentable really, and polish the bench. That's why my hammer's still out, you know. This is one of those, what do you call it, hammers, you know, when you're banging a nail in and you swing it too hard, the head flies off and hits your mate. That's one of those hammers. But basically that's what the job is. I'll unplug that charger because that doesn't need to be. And there's something there you must never ever throw away, folks. If you repair record players, never ever throw that away. Tone arm wire. Always keep it. Because you never know. You never know when you get a record player in and somebody has trashed the tone arm wire. But I'm actually very happy. I'm moving stuff about at the moment. I'm very pleased. Really, I'm very pleased with the way. That's a new valve for my tape recorder. I'll put that there for now, because I'm not going to be tacking down that area. So let's get cracking. And what I'll do, what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to let you watch me do all this. I'll show you the end result. Where's the remote? There it is. I'll show you the end result when I'm finished. Thanks for watching, folks, and more to come later. Bye for now.